Mayor Bill de Blasio and the city council speaker working on a program that could impact 800,000 New Yorkers who are classified as low income, offering them discounted MTA cards. John Shumo has the details. John, what are they working on? How much is it going to cost?
That's the big question, Bill. This is New York City politics. So even after the handshake, it's smart to remain a bit skeptical. But as of now, City Council Speaker Corey Johnson says he's reached an agreement with Mayor de Blasio to offer reduced fare Metro cards to low-income New Yorkers. The idea, called Fair Fares, would use tax money to subsidize the subway and bus rides for those at or below the federal poverty line. Let's talk about those numbers. Under the deal, the city would spend $106 million in its upcoming budget of $90 billion to pay for 6 months of the program. The fare for a single ride would be $1.35 compared to the current $2.75. To qualify, we're talking about a household income of about $25,000 a year or less. It is estimated this discount could benefit as many as 800,000 New Yorkers, saving them hundreds of dollars a year.
According to the Community Service Society, 1 in 4 low-income New Yorkers can't afford their Metro card. Fair fares would help folks afford their Metro card without having to make sacrifices or do embarrassing things like beg for a swipe.
Now, Bill, this idea is not new, fair fares. It's just that no one wanted to pay for it. The MTA has said no. Bill de Blasio previously said no. He's now come around. The city budget is due at the end of this month. If fair fares moves ahead without any delays, then the first reduced fare swipe would be in January. Bill?
All right, thank you, John. Let's bring in the A+ panel for tonight's show to break this down. I'm joined by pop culture expert Lisa Durden. Good to see you, Lisa.
Of course.
Republican strategist Allison Young back with us.
Hi,
Good
Bill.
to see you, Allison. And Bob Bianchi, former county prosecutor and defense attorney. Bob, I'm going to start with you. You heard, I asked John at the top what's it going to cost, talking about $100 million. It's a game of let's pass this around to figure out who's going to get stuck with the bill. Generally speaking, though, I think it's a good idea. People at that income need to be able to get to where they're going.
It is a great idea. These are people that are making less than $25,000 or less with
about the income
4
level.
family members. We need to generate these people, let them get around, get jobs. These are the people that need this the most. I think it's phenomenal. It's an act of great government outreach, and I think it'll help private business.
Also, wouldn't it be better to use that money, though, for incentives for businesses to hire these folks? I mean, at $25,000, I don't know how you can live anywhere, let alone New York City.
The incentives for businesses to hire are already there. We're in the Trump economy now. The economy is booming. We heard from the White House economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, yesterday that we have the fastest growing economy in industrialized nations. The jobs are there, so if New York can get people to those jobs, do it.
Lisa, should there be some qualifier that maybe it's about either transportation for medical care or jobs, or just throw it out there and doesn't matter what they use it for?
Well, most states like New York already have transportation for medical care. Jersey has that too. But I love this idea because let's talk about disposable income. When you have a little bit of change in your pocket, you might go to Dunkin' Donuts. You might go get a pack of hair and do a weave. It's just great for the economy, especially small businesses. Most of our economy is based on small businesses being successful. I just love it. We all agree.
John, let me ask you, it seems everyone agrees there's some economic reasons to do this. Maybe it's a good investment. What about the $10 billion cost of upgrading the MTA and fixing it and getting the trains to run on time? I think that before you're putting people on the trains, we ought to make them actually get to where they're going.
MTA considers that apples and oranges, which is why they didn't subsidize this at all, because they've got their own problem. And this is not a plan to subsidize the MTA. It's a plan to lift up those low-income.
Okay, thanks, John.